Back everybody here on the stage of the 2018 World Barista Championships in Amsterdam. Steve, have you seen those wonderful machines on the stage?
I have seen those wonderful machines. A massive thank you to our partners Victoria Arduino and of course our grinder sponsors Mal Koenig.
And you know what? After the competition, all the 6 finalists will sign the machines.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic. Okay, but I
think we should get our judges on stage and our next competitor announced. It seems to be quite a few people here to see her, but please, a huge round of applause for the barista representing Poland, AGNIESZKA ROJEWSKA.
So this is a 5th competitors from Poland. AGNIESZKA. So we have a Sasha Sestic from Australia on a coffee to join our commentary booth today. So he's coaching Aga for this year's WBC campaign.
So AGNIESZKA, and the judges are in place and you're ready. The stage is yours. Super excited to see this performance and really excited to talk to you afterwards. Best of luck.
Thank you. So you're ready, right? You're ready?
I'm very nervous. Sasha here. And we're really looking forward to watching this trip in.
Can I please have my music first? Okay, so time. Coffee industry is evolving fast. What was new yesterday is basically a standard today, which is good and very exciting thing because it let us chase this perfect cup of coffee. But at some point, this got me thinking, where are we heading? Where is this future for specialty coffee? And I found it right back in our past, when we all started in a coffee shop. We were enjoying a cup of coffee, and this was enhanced by barista customer service skills and hospitality. And today, I would like to take you back to this first visit in a coffee shop. Hi, my name is Aga, and today I will be taking care of you. As we meet here for the first time, I recommend we start with a milk beverage. It will be at the same time simple and delicious start of our coffee friendship. We base all of our courses using Ethiopian coffee. And every coffee has a great story behind it. Also this one has it. But today, let's just enjoy this cup of coffee. So I'll limit those information, okay? So we have chosen Ethiopian coffee because it's very expressive and the flavors of yellow and red fruit are very easy to recognize and connect with your everyday life. And also, this was the first coffee that I have fallen in love with. And to make this beautiful strawberry note more intense in your milk beverage, I'll prepare more intense espresso by using 22 grams inside the basket and getting 36 grams out. And with total volume of your milk beverage with 3.5 ounces, you will get beautiful flavors of milk chocolate and warm strawberry jam. So, okay, we base our milk beverage using full-fat fresh milk, and thanks to higher fat content, we get more nice creamy texture inside this milk beverage. Here you go. Enjoy. This creamy texture, together with lower milk temperature, gives this milk beverage almost dessert-like character and reminds me of soft, melting milk chocolate ice creams. Here you go, enjoy. And as you know, we have some great latte artists in our coffee shop. But I found out that making just a simple and a small heart in the middle of your milk beverage stretches the crema, gives you more aromatics, and at the same time, more intense, this strawberry jam flavor. This one is pretty small. I can see you are already enjoying our milk beverage, but I promise that with your next visit, I'll give you more detailed information about this beautiful Ethiopian coffee it's based on. So just for now, enjoy your cup of coffee, have a great day, and see you soon.
Let's take the roof over those milk drinks!
I think that's an excellent relaxed start from Aga. Beautiful milk drinks. She's currently the latte art champion in Poland as well, so she's intentionally using particular designs that aid the flavor of the coffee, and you know that's really what it should be about.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the idea with Aga's performance routine is to be focused on customer service and engage with the customers and share just right amount of information at a time, and hopefully build a trust with the customers, and as they get more interested in the coffee, then start going deeper in coffee information and why it tastes the way it tastes. So at this first stage with the milk course, focus is to bring a coffee that's most approachable in her opinion with the everyday consumers, which is usually milk-based coffee, and provide as best possible service.
So during those first few visits in a coffee shop, I get your attention to specialty coffee, but at the same time, I drag your curiosity about it. So when you become more regular customer, you're eager for more knowledge and also for more experience. And this is a perfect chance for me, as a barista, to bring that specialty coffee world closer to you. So let me introduce you to second visit in a coffee shop, when you become a regular customer. Hi, it's great to have you back. I'm very happy you're enjoying our Ethiopian coffee, and today, as I promised, I'll give you more detailed information about it. But it's not going to be a lecture. I will try to be more creative, so I'll prepare a signature beverage. And by the different techniques and ingredients I'll use to prepare it, I'll give you information about different stages of this coffee preparation. So let's start with the origin. You know that this coffee comes from Ethiopia, and to be exact, it is an Ethiopian heirloom, which means it is a wildflower varietal that is in Ethiopia developed in a different villages thanks to different weather conditions, soil and altitude. And this one comes from Masina village. It is a new growing area. That means that soil is still fresh and full of nutrients. Trees are very young, just 10 years old. And that means that this coffee will have more intense yellow fruit characteristics. Also, altitude of 2,300 meters above sea level gives this coffee extraordinary sweetness. And to represent this, in my signature beverage, I will use passion fruit infusion. And this infusion was made by adding 100 grams of passion fruit to 30 grams of coconut sugar and 50 ml of water. And this was slowly cooked for 3 hours in temperature of 60 degrees so I can get more natural tropical flavor notes inside my signature beverage. After coffee is picked, it goes to washing station when it's processed. And this one was processed with washed carbonic maceration, which means that the coffee is depulped, put into sealed tanks, pressurized with carbon dioxide, and that removes all of the oxygen and encourages more lactic bacteria, and that leads to more creamy mouthfeel of this coffee. I wanted to represent that mouthfeel, and I found out that the same lactic bacteria are present in fresh milk. So to 100 grams of warm milk, I have added 7 grams of citric acid in the form of lime juice. That caused the separation of proteins and the rest of the liquid. To make this very clear, I need 3 hours. Then I have to strain it 3 times and get a liquid that with milk density, but without flavor and color. And by this procedure, I produce 20 grams of washed milk, and I'm using it to give it more creamy mouthfeel in my signature beverage. When the coffee is processed, it travels all the way from Ethiopia to a roastery, and the key elements there is lower drop temperature. We make sure not to scorch the sugars, develop more soft and fudge-like characteristic inside that coffee. And to represent that, I'm having rooibos infusion, made by adding 4 grams of rooibos to 100 grams of water, and it fuses it for 20 hours in temperature of 20 degrees. And I'm adding 10 grams of that to enhance sweetness. This lower temperature of infusion put those caramel notes into really high quality. And last but not least, I as a barista can balance all those characteristics by making an espresso. And I'm using 6 espressos made by putting 20 grams inside the basket and getting 35 grams out. Thanks to that, I'll push those tropical notes into more tropical, yellow fruit notes into more tropical side. I'll use a blender to mix them and also enhance some texture.
I love how all of those steps have been demonstrated.
And I would love
then
to
hidden
drink
away.
it together with you, so I can connect all those information with what you will experience in the final cup, okay? So when I serve it, please don't drink it just yet and wait for me, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Okay, so if you're ready, please take the first sip. It's just in front of you. Beautiful flavors of passion fruit and apricot developed right back in Messina village. Let's go for another one. And that's the part that I love about this signature beverage. This creamy texture, washed milk, together with blending and washed carbonic maceration gives this beautiful creamy tactile. And also flavor of caramel that was developed through Maillard reaction. Go for one more, why not? When it starts to separate, you get more of this passion fruit pulp and also this strawberry note that brings back this characteristic from your milk beverage. Please enjoy the rest of it and see you soon.
Okay, so she's got quite a great signature drink concept. She's led them through the tasting of it and describe all the flavor notes as they go. I really like the crowd here is really into it. I really like the table setup where everything's kind of hidden, kind of disappears, comes back out, and really, creates a different show for the judges to really experience.
I think it's also great she's chosen these drinks in a sequence and she's leading up to the espresso. So right now I can't wait to see how she's going to describe the final drink, the espresso in its purest form. And we're getting closer and closer to what those food flavors will be and what that coffee from Ethiopia tastes like.
And that concept of starting with, the first visit into the
There is
cafe is
one
kind
more
of
visit
leading,
I would like to take you
leading
today,
through the
but
consumer
please join me
experience
on
as
the
they
other
get
table,
more
okay?
sophisticated.
So yeah, I've been working with Raga for a few months and just looking at where she's at the moment. She's approximately 20 seconds behind her normal schedule, so we'll see how she's recovering, and hopefully she speeds up and will be able to finish routine about in 15 minutes.
Hi guys, it's great to have you back. I'm really happy to see you again, and I can feel that you're already having a great day, and so am I. So please, let me prepare for you my favorite cup of coffee, which will be espresso. Espresso made from the same coffee you have already experienced as a milk beverage and signature beverage. And I like it the best when it's made by adding 20 grams inside the basket and getting 45 grams out. But today, I don't want you just to taste it. I want you to get absolutely best value out of the cup. So please don't drink it just yet. Just evaluate the crema, and the small glass on your right is for the used spoon, okay? Here you go. Thank you. Okay, so when I speak about espresso, I talk about intensity of taste balance, flavor descriptors, and also tactile. And the coffee that you have in front of you has medium sweetness, So please adjust this red block and put it in a medium position, just like this. Okay, cool. This is supported by medium and well-balanced acidity. So please move the yellow one. And there is also beautiful medium bitterness. So please move the brown one. You're great, better than I am in this one. Okay, so this taste balance will show up in the flavors of orange, plum, low intensity of peach. And there's one more thing in this beautiful Ethiopian coffee. It's tactile. This one is more perceptive. So please lift the wooden ball on your right hand. And when you lift it, you can feel it's round and medium weight, just as your espresso. Now please put the ball back and put your hand on a piece of the material and slowly move it toward the end. The texture of the material is changing, and texture in this espresso will change from velvety and finishing with silky. The aftertaste is just above medium and will have beautiful aftertaste of orange blossom. To make this more distinct for you, I let it cool down, and please, before drinking, stir it 10 times. It is my greatest pleasure to bring this world stage coffee to you as my customers, but what's most important, my friends. And by this fun and approachable service, let you experience even first-time coffee drinker like we do on a World Barista Championship stage. So this is your time. Enjoy your cup of coffee, and thank you for the visit. Time.
The Barista representing Poland, AGNIESZKA ROJEWSKA!
Wow, it's a very good example how a barista showcase to build up the relationship with the customers.
Agnieszka, wow.
A cue from Dale actually last year with a lot of
What a crowd!
inputs leading up to the tasting of
Once
espresso.
again, you did it with 1
pretty unique
second.
and fun way to
Yesterday it
taste
was
coffee.
15.
Oh, I wanted 15:00. I was rushing.
As yesterday.
Yeah,
You were
so I
rushing.
was
Yeah.
rushing.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God.
Before you ask me the question, like in Poland, we have National Father's Day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank my dad for this beautiful table setup. So, dzięki, tato. Without you, I wouldn't make it.
Is he here or
No, he's not. He's at home.
He's watching at home.
He's watching
Hi,
at home.
Dad.
Yeah. Hi, Dad.
So first impressions.
Oh, I'm super excited. I have no idea. Just like a black hole in my head right now. Like I never thought that I will be in a final, and being in a final is just like the best experience ever.
Okay.
So I'm super happy, and whatever happens is great with me. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
judges.
very much. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
So, I see next to the camera you have one of your biggest fans, Mr. Gianni.
Oh yeah, yes.
He is one of your favorites, no?
Oh well, yes. Like it's Gianni.
It's Gianni. Join us, Gianni.
Yeah.
Come here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gianni.
Congratulations, Leo.
Thank you.
I think my dream come true.
His dream is coming true. Oh, mister. So,
I'm very excited about it. Thank you to everybody.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, I don't know, I think you have a list of names. But would you
yes.
like to thank people at home or here?
Oh yeah, like I already thanked my dad, and I thank my mom that she's sticking with me and my dad, because it's pretty hard when we start to do that stuff. And like most of us, there are like 2 girls, they're singing in my car with me and cleaning all that stuff. So without them, I will be lost. This is the first group. The second group is the ONA team. I don't know where's my coach. I think she just passed away. He just passed away somewhere in there. So I would like to thank Sasha, Sam, Hugh, Gus, and Matthew. So they're all incredible. And also Janina, that she actually brought me to them. I would like to thank all the Polish people that are in there and screaming. I do this for them, so this is the greatest support I could ever imagine. And all those people that like support me with the social media, I wouldn't believe and didn't expect that it would be like this. It's just like the craziest days of my life.
Yeah, we have a lot of comments, but I think Mr. Layton, who is standing there next to you?
Well, we're joined in our guest position as from Leila Gambari, who US Barista champion and also volunteer.
Now I'm
So on the end, also have our champions. Here we have Dale Berg.
Thank you.
Some guy, John Gordon, I think, and Hiddy.
I saw them on Instagram already, so I know how they look like. Okay.
So, team, who's going to kick off first by saying awesome performance?
I can.
Yeah, you do. Excellent. Nailed humble.
No, it was just like, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was so exciting to see and so different. This table setup is just the most crazy.
Yeah, like this is the MacGyver one. When my dad brought it to me, he said, it's just 20 minutes to put it up. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I have 15 minutes to set up 3 of them. It's pretty fun.
So guys, who's going to kick off with the questions first? I mean,
How many times did you practice setting this up? Like
almost 100.
The choreography must have been amazing because I was kind of over there and there was nothing here and I did something else and I looked around and it was all done.
Yeah,
I didn't see any of the magic.
Like actually, I practiced this more than the whole routine. Like I was starting with the 20 minutes, 25 actually, and I needed to go like below 4. So it was a pretty tough. It was a pretty tough one.
I think for me, so the first time in the preliminary round, I was there and I was watching you from this side, and I had no idea how this was constructed or how it was working. Every time you hit something or pulled something out, it was a surprise. And it's one of the first setups that I looked at and thought, you know, that's how a shop should work.
Yeah.
You know?
Like so, it was built up because first of all, I wanted 2 presentation tables because we had this crazy idea of this stuff in here, and we didn't have a place to put it. And then the problem was I don't have the space to keep all this stuff. So we just combined like creating a space, and this let me be like in a full like connection with the judges all the time because I don't move from there. I'm just like standing and just pulling stuff out. So it just let me to get a better connection. And in coffee shop, it's just about connections.
Yes, based on that espresso, this is the best coffee shop I've been to in a really long time.
Yeah. We're using like dirty cups, so you know.
Dirty cups.
It just enhance the body. And,
Enhance
you know,
the body,
and the
yes.
aftertaste.
Somehow, yeah.
So you wanna?
So maybe would you like to make coffee for us?
I have to.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you like an espresso? Like both of them are delicious. Even milk base is like super sweet. Espresso is like as you see in front of you.
Can we get both?
Okay.
Espresso and milk.
Yeah. Okay. I would need to ask my staff to bring me milk. Okay.
Milk, please, milk.
look at that, springing into
Thanks, guys.
action.
Want some water? No, I need my trolley. There is an extra coffee there.
So maybe we can take this time to brag about you a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was chatting with Aga this morning about how she is competing in the Brewers Cup competition next week.
Yes, I am. Next Sunday.
And she just did the Coffee and Good Spirits as well as the latte art.
Yes.
We've competing in every competition this year.
Yeah, this is a gift for myself, the worst gift ever. I just found out last week that it might be very difficult to do that. Like, I'm turning 30 this year, and I just figured out that I need to grow up and stop doing that. So that's why I'm doing all of them, so I can get rid of it.
But how do you keep your motivation like that? Yeah, I know it's only if it's only focus on WBC, it's so many hard work. Yeah,
it is.
Like so many times, but at the same time, next week Brewers Cup is a Brewers Cup next week. Oh my God! So how do you keep your motivation?
Like
It's unbelievable.
Actually, every competition is like for me a reason to develop. And so I'm doing most of them, so I'm developing different skills. So when I'm doing Brewers Cup, I'm focusing more on how the brewing actually works, like what are the flavors and intensities and how to get them out. When I'm doing latte art, I'm just focusing on like movements. And this is just like being patient and repeat. Every time I compete in latte art, it's like 2,500 repeats of one pattern. So this is a lot. So when it goes to Coffee and Good Spirit, you taste ugly drinks with alcohol inside at some point, but you can be more creative. Like there are different flavors, different techniques, different stuff. So it's just like just develop myself, and this keeps me going. The thing that I'm the most afraid is that when I stop competing, I'll stop developing myself because like I won't have this motivation. Yeah.
That's very inspiring.
Wow! Yeah, random applause. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's so inspiring. It's amazing.
And we forgot to mention that she also won the London Coffee Masters
I
like
did.
a month ago.
I did. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I needed some founds for the barista competition.
So while you're making drinks, I'm going to go through some of the live stream comments that came through. Somebody called Cristoferio, does anybody know him? AGNIESZKA, love the concept, you're on another level. Robert Dizizvers says, go Roes. From Tomek, go Roes, go, you're the best. From Alice, yeah, Young Thong. Where did you get the milk from? So where's the milk from?
What?
Where is the milk from?
It's from
Polish
Poland.
milk?
It's from, yeah, it's Polish.
Yeah.
You can buy it in the supermarket, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Supermarkets in Poland. Jordan Monty, go Aggie. We're cheering you in the back, all the way back in Australia. You're an inspiration. From Manol, go, love your customer care experience. Felka, Manelka, you're the best. Robsy, loved your presentation, loved your setup, story building up to the espresso. Michael Blazak, great job, we love you. And Manuel Chung Trello, great table settings, very impressive. So that's the most comments we've had.
Thank you.
For anybody. It's definitely sparked conversation on the internet.
Okay, so would you mind sharing 2 espressos and 2 milk, please? Okay, so thank you. Like my coach told me to always connect with the judge that doesn't talk to you.
That's me today.
Yeah, here you go.
What about Berg? Can you tell us more about your coffee itself?
Okay, so this is Ethiopian coffee. It is an Ethiopian heirloom, sourced by Project Origin back in Australia. This is a new growing area, Messina, in the Guji region. And the trees are just 10 years old, so there is a lot of yellow fruits inside. And the process was washed carbonic maceration. So it's just like a bit of experiment because they depulp the coffee, put it into sealed tanks, and you know already know the story, pressurized, no oxygen, better creamy texture. What I love about every espresso, and was always a problem for me, is the texture. And this one, if you even develop more of the put like longer shot, it still gets this creamy texture. And this one, I hope you get it. It's like the texture is changing, and you can feel it. You can feel it in here, starting from velvety and going to silky, which I love about it. And it was always very difficult for me to describe espresso. That's why I built up this, because you can either love or hate espressos. And I always hate them, like for first 5 years. It was just like no good espresso at all. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
most probably some Polish people did that.
So, Aga, tell us a little bit about your work with Sasha. Yeah. So how did you meet him, and how did it work for you?
But how did I meet him? Yeah. Oh, actually, it was I think he was a bit surprised because all the connection was developed actually by one of his workers. We haven't met each other before I came to Australia. I was talking to somebody from the Project Origin. So. And they say, oh, they would like to support me, which I was like crazy happy. And I needed to hear it like 5 times, which is pretty cool. And then they said that, yeah, we'll help you with the coffee, but we would like to support you in more way, and Sasha would like to coach you. So this was like, I needed to hear it 10 times. And it's a pretty funny story because it was 1st of April, and this is the day, the joke day in Poland. So I was just like, okay, so they are joking, yeah? And they will call me back tomorrow. And so I came to Australia. We spent, I think, 3 days just working on a skeleton of this performance.
Wow.
And then we were working mostly by, YouTube. Although all my routines are on YouTube, but it's like hidden. So if you want to watch them, I can send you a link.
That'll be good, and if you can share with everybody in this room, and that'll be perfect for everyone can learn, yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How you build up your routine. Because now your routine is amazing.
Yeah.
But I understand that every time you started practicing your routine, it's pretty horrible. Me, back in 2014, it took like up to 30 minutes and to finish up.
Like, my first run through was like 27 minutes.
Oh, well done, yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. like we wanted to do too much. This was always my problem. I wanted to put a lot of ideas, I put a lot of stuff. We were even thinking about drinking an espresso with the judges and all that stuff. But at some point, I don't know how it's done, but I can pretty do amazing stuff in case of workflow. So we combine this, and it was just like I was just cutting. And also the guys from Australia, they speak English better than I am. So they were the long sentences I was building up, they were like stretching them to 3 words. And I was like, okay, it might work.
I think it's your routine became really focused on a few elements, but the amount of work you're doing behind the machine and the amount of, we've got coffee and dry ice here, so we've got that aspect, we've got the carbonic maceration, there was part of, Sasha's work in 2014, there are so many layers here that you're not even talking about it, you're just focusing on that experience, or this experience. I think it's incredible.
I was thinking, because I don't have this possibility to work with the scientists and do all this research. I don't have money for that, and I don't have time. I'm like independent, so I'm doing a lot of stuff just like to develop myself. But there is no way I can go to any factory or work with some scientist and do something more. And I just going back to my basis when I used to have a coffee shop. So in a coffee shop, when you tell to the people, okay, so this espresso will be made by ratio like this, and you have this grams of milk, and this milk has this fat content and the protein does this like little molecules that this does, and they're like, what? I don't want this coffee anymore. It's like science. And I was just like, okay, so let's focus on the other side. Make this coffee. Coffee is getting more and more complicated. So I was focusing on how to make this complicated coffee, like washed carbonic maceration. If you even say it in English, in Poland, nobody will understand it. They're like, what? And so I was, okay.
Yeah, this is why I think your routine is very eye-opening. Because you tell the world that and how important to focus on in the end, and the coffee is all about tasting experiences, yeah? So in the very end of your routine,
I went crazy, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You invite judges to the you invite judges to this table and they focus on the sensory experiences, which is amazing.
Yeah, the problem, also for me is espresso is very small, very intense, and has many layers. And how to describe to somebody medium weight? Yep. How to say that there's you have this, this, and this.
Very subjective, yeah.
So I just wanted people to feel it. So it's more approachable. So everybody can, even if you drink espresso for the first time, so you can actually see the flavors. This is the problem. You have this aromatics in those small bottles, and you just I know what it is, but it's just not in your head. So when I want them to see it, I want it orange, this is orange. Just remember how the orange looks like, and so you will be getting better flavor descriptor. So this was the idea.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because most of all the flavor communication recently in the specialty coffee is all about verbal communication, yeah? But this one is more about the visual communication. Yeah. So which is really efficient for people's brain, because we all have a different background, yeah? I'm from Japan, US, Taiwan, England, so we all have a different, perception. But as soon as we look at, each visuals, and we can understand and know the flavor profile, which is amazing work.
Thank you.
And then
glad you enjoyed it.
I've got a couple more questions from the live stream.
Okay.
One is from some guy again called Cristoferio saying, the theme of the presentation, bringing a customer into the coffee experience gradually and thoughtfully. Why is that important to you?
For me, the problem always was, so we were running fast as an industry. So we developed so much that the gap between us and the customers is so wide that we're just forgetting that actually those people over there, they create our community. So we should take the biggest care of them so they can follow us, and the gap will be smaller and smaller. This is why I wanted to bring the other way around, not the. I wanted to bring the coffee shop experience to the judges, that they are really high, and just make them be a little bit closer to the community. This is why.
Fantastic. Another question is, we're talking about the tools on your bench. So somebody said they could see you had an OCD tool, but they wondered what the other thing was that you had there.
Oh, it's the OCD made by my dad.
Oh, okay.
But it's already Sash. He already said that he's taking it because he's collecting them.
Sash's lawyers are going to be right onto you on that one.
Yeah, like it's a bit different. It's a bit different. That's why I'm giving it for free.
So, guys, any final words that you'd like to?
Can I
wrap up with?
ask you to give some suggestion for the baristas
Yeah.
who never go to the origin or they don't know how to roasting? Because your routine, your concept is about customer service and how to build up the relationship to the customers.
Yeah. So, like I was in the exact same position. So, what was for me, I haven't been to Origin, like just like pure Origin. I don't know how to roast coffee. I have no idea. Like I just did it once in microwave, and the microwave is broke. So I would suggest to them that if they will be just like themselves, if they will like be sincere, and they will be just like the hospitality will be great. So even if they will make one of the cups a bit worse, the customer will come back and say, "Hi, the last one wasn't so great, but I like you. Just wanted to let you know that it could be better." So if they are the service will be good, and they will be nice, and they will be like kind people. So the people will keep coming back, and if they will keep coming back, the barista will know that he needs to develop or she needs to develop, and they just will, because this is a beautiful job. Like this is a beautiful industry. So we're doing a great job, and if the more people we bring to make coffee, the better it will be like for everybody. Yeah.
Great words, great words to finish on there. And thank you to our panel and to Leila for joining us. But I'm going to do this right, I promise.
Thank you.
Agnieszka, I'm going to do this right.
Thank you.
The barista representing Poland!
I can hug you or not.
Agnieszka Rojewska!